you, welcome back. Well, if you're new, my name is Yasser, and if this is the first time you're watching me, I am on a consistency journey and I'm just sharing that journey with you. Hopefully you follow along. If you're also practicing consistency and you just want to work on it, welcome. This is my first week update. It has been interesting. By the way, if you're not new to the channel and this is the video that you've seen of me in a while, then you should watch the last video that I uploaded. I was just notifying you that I'm changing up the channel. I'm just at a different place in my life and in a different journey, and I just wanted to share that with you ladies. Well, it's mostly ladies who are watching me before, since I was mostly doing hair videos. If you're into that, knock yourself out. There's so many on the channel, but like I said, I'm on a new journey and I'm loving it. Well, I'm going to learn to love it. Basically, just working on myself, trying to be more consistent and more disciplined in different areas of my life, and I'm working on that. And I'm excited, to be honest. I'm really excited. I can't wait to the day where I can come here and be like, I'm consistent, I'm disciplined in my routines, in the things that I set out for myself, and I'm achieving them. But this is a week one update and it has been interesting. It was a struggle, really, it was a struggle. But I learned a lot about myself. I also learned a few tips that I'm going to share with you. I hope you stick around for it, but let's start with how I did my week one. So the way I'm working on my consistency is by adding little routines to my life and just making sure that I stick to it. So discipline is a big thing in staying consistent. So if you have a goal, you have to be disciplined with the little tasks that you add to the way of you getting to that goal. So that is what I have been doing. So this week I decided to just do something small, which is wake up at 6 a.m. I didn't think this was going to be a struggle, if I'm being honest, because generally I'm a person who wakes up early. I generally wake up between 5 and 6 a.m. Okay, let's say 5 and 7 a.m. But I usually just lay in bed. So I will literally spend 2 hours or 3 hours laying in bed, playing on my phone, on social media, watching those little random Facebook video, or just, I don't know, doing something that is not productive. And then by the time I look at the clock, it's 3 hours later. And I spent it laying in bed, doing nothing, gaining nothing from that time wastage. So the goal this week was to wake up at 6 a.m. and leave my bed. Like I said, I really didn't think it would be a struggle, but it has been a struggle leaving the bed. So the first day I decided to just, leave the bed. And I stayed there for like, I think 5 to 10 minutes without leaving, and then I left after. So one thing that I found that I was doing is that I was talking myself into waking up, which you should not be doing. There's no negotiating. Like, you should not be negotiating with yourself. That is what I did for the first day. I tried to convince myself to wake up instead of just telling myself that I have to wake up. That's it. There's no discussion. So once I cut out that discussion, like if there's no thing of me trying to convince myself whether I'll be staying in bed or not, it made it a little bit easier. I wouldn't say easier, like it's not comfortable, but it's more like there's no conversation about it. So on day 2, I actually almost got off the bed and then I got a text message at 6 a.m. You're wondering who texts people at 6 a.m. But when you have friends and family like in different parts and different time zones, people do text you at 6 a.m. And then I touched my phone and that led to staying in bed for another 15 minutes. Not fun. But I got up and that was 15 minutes after. I mean, we're getting better, really. It's getting better from the 1 to 3 hours that I was spending in bed, wasting it in the morning, but it's not my goal yet. On day 3, what I decided is to actually put my phone on silent. Okay, so I don't touch it, I don't do anything with it. But what happened is that when I first woke up, the first thing that I did is reach out for my phone. Again, unproductive. But on day 3, I actually only stayed there for 5 minutes and then I left the bed, which is good, making progress. And then day 4, I decided not to sleep with the phone on my bed. So I put my phone on my dresser. My dresser is like you literally have to get out of the bed to go get the phone if you want to. So that's what I did. I left the phone on the dresser and I didn't touch it when I woke. I actually have an internal body clock. I mean, it's not a thing. You should always set an alarm and you wake up, and I always do. I've been setting an alarm for 6 a.m. to make sure that I wake up, but my body just seems to get up before that. Now, that is not a struggle for me, like actually like being awake. If that is a struggle for you, you should get an alarm clock, and I mean not one that you're using your phone. Because if you're using an alarm clock on your phone, you'll probably have the same struggles that I had in the first 4 days, which is basically reaching out for your phone and then doing random things, and then that keeps you in bed, which you are not supposed to do. So once I started leaving my phone on the dresser, I actually had to leave the bed, and even in leaving the bed, I made the bed, which was great. So I woke up at 6 a.m. and then I made sure that I made the bed before I did anything. Now, that was great for like the next 3 days, which was completing week 1. So that's great. So once I left the phone on the dresser, I just found that it was really amazing because I didn't reach out for the phone. The phone was on silent, so if someone messaged me or called me at that time, then I wouldn't pick up. I just made sure that I get off the bed and I do my bed. It's little things, but I'm telling you, just try it for 1 week to wake up at the same time and to make sure that you make your bed and to not play with your phone or do anything that will distract you from that. And let me know if that is not a struggle. Now, if you have the same struggle as me, then I hope these few tips are going to help you. Now, I did actually make points and wrote them down, but let me just go through them. So the thing that I did learn, one is to make sure that you have an alarm. Make sure you have an alarm. Whether you have an internal body clock like me, I didn't actually have to rely on the alarm at all because I made sure that I don't know, I just woke up before 6 a.m. So I didn't use the alarm. But if you actually need the alarm, then get an alarm and don't use your phone alarm. Get an actual alarm, an actual real alarm, those ones that you see that are curl, those ones. Get that one and place it somewhere. If you have a struggle of getting up of the bed or leaving the bed, put it a little bit away where you actually have to get up from the bed and turn it off. That is tip number 1. Tip number 2, don't sleep with your phone in your bed. Your phone should be away from you. For me, that is something that I struggled with. That is something that you struggle with. Like when you first wake up, what do? Reach out for your phone. If that is something that you struggle with, keep your phone far away from you. Even leave it in the living room because you won't need it in the morning anyways. Maybe I think that's something that I'll practice. Leaving my phone in the living room. I think that will actually help me with my bedtime, which is tip number 3. You need to go to bed on time. If you want to wake up at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. or 7 a.m. or whatever time that you want to wake up at, you need to go to bed on time. You need to make sure that you're getting enough sleep so that it's less of a struggle to get up in the morning. So I have been going to bed around between 10 and 11 to make sure that I'm waking up at 6 a.m. easier. And I have been waking up. I had struggles with leaving the bed, but I have been waking up. So for you, depending on how much sleep you think you need, then time your bedtime so that you're getting enough rest and it's less of a struggle. Tip number 4, don't negotiate with yourself. Like, just don't negotiate with yourself at all. Don't try to convince yourself to get up. Just know that you have to get up and that's it. No sitting around thinking, trying to come up with things to do. Just don't do any thinking at all when you wake up. Just know that you have to leave the bed and that's it. No negotiation, no planning in bed, nothing. Just get up and leave the bed. Also, tip number 5, make the bed. I find that once I make the bed, I really don't want to go back in it. Mostly because I don't want to make it again. But make the bed. Make the bed and just forget about it. If you're into aesthetics, get bed sheets that you actually really like and then just make your bed really nicely in a way where like it just looks so nice that you don't want to touch it. Does that make sense? So still on bed sheets, if you're going to change your bed sheets, don't change them in the morning. Why? That requires thinking. Or at least don't change it right after you get off the bed. Because you don't want to think. You don't want to start negotiating with yourself because you don't want to do any work. So just make your bed. If you really need to change your linens, then change them like later on in the day or way after like you're fully awake, just because you're not adding any work at that time. Another thing that I've found to be really helpful is going to brush my teeth and washing my face right after I finish making the bed. Believe me, it works. It actually does wake you up. And I think also just having something to do after you wake up also like kind of gives you that push to wake up. I'm going to share that in my week 2 and how I'm actually doing. So I'm in my week 2 right now, and I'm proud to say that I have been waking up at 6 a.m. I haven't been playing with my phone. I haven't been staying in bed. I haven't been negotiating with myself. I am just waking up like a robot, leave the bed, make the bed, leave the bedroom. That's what I've been doing. But that is what I've been doing. So week 2, I'm not having any struggles with waking up anymore. I have been trying to go to bed on time. I had one day that I didn't go to bed on time, but again, I will share that with you in week 2. So if you're interested to hear how my week 2 is going and what I added to week 2. So the goal of this is just for me to create a healthy routine. I really want to work on being more productive and just doing the things that I need to do to get myself to where I need to be. And that requires creating routines, starting with my morning routine, because the way you start your day really dictates how your day is going to go. And I find that since I started this, I'm seeing like little changes in other areas. It's not like I'm even trying to work on those areas, but I'm just doing them, which is wonderful. I'm happy that those things are happening. And it's just week 1, and I'm already seeing a change within myself and the way I do things. I'm happy. If you're also on a consistency journey and if you enjoyed watching this video, make sure you thumbs it out and make sure you subscribe if you do want to hear how my week 2 is going. I'm telling you, things are better. They're better, but I'll let you know in the next video, and I'll tell you how I've improved and what things have improved and how I'm being more consistent and disciplined in these routines that I'm creating. But that is it for this video, ladies. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I see you on this channel next time. Bye.